Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how I do my Lestat makeup. First, I start by applying a nose prosthetic to make my nose come a little more forward. I'll add a link to where I got it in the description. I apply it to my face with Prozade adhesive and use a Q-tip to spread it around. After applying it to my nose, I give it a second to dry and press on the prosthetic. I gently tap on the edges and let the glue dry. When it's dry, it's still a little tacky, but now I'm going to layer a couple more layers on top of the edges to really blend them in. I let it dry between each layer. Then I use an Elmer's glue stick to cover my eyebrows and some of my hairline to protect it from glue later. Then I take Bare Minerals powder foundation and pat it around the edges of my nose prosthetic over the tacky, dry glue. Then I take my liquid foundation and apply it evenly all over my face. I apply a pretty thick layer of it to make me look paler like a vampire and also to blend in the prosthetic. Then I take a matte white powder and highlight areas of my face such as my nose, my chin, around my lips, the front of my face, and my jawline. Then with some beige e.l.f. eyeshadow, I contour my face. I start with my eyelids under my brow bone to make my eyes appear more deep set. Then I contour around my nose to make it look more like Lestat. I contour under my nose to make it look shorter, and on the sides of my nose to make it look more defined. This also helps blend the prosthetic a bit more. Tom Cruise has a pretty bumpy nose with a round tip. I love how unique his nose is, so I try to recreate that with contour. After I make my nose look a little shorter and lumpier, I move back to the eyes. I drag the brown e.l.f. eyeshadow from the sides of my eyes out towards my hairline. This helps create the illusion of deep-set eyes. Then for my cheekbones, I start at the corner of my hairline and drag it to the sides of my nose under the outer edge of my eye. Then I start dragging it down near the sides of my nostrils and around the sides of my mouth. I also darken above my brow bone to make them more defined. Then I blend it all in to remove harsh lines. I go back in with the lighter matte powder over my jawbone. Then, under my jawline, I apply some dark contour to make it more defined and square. Then I blend that in. I also add some shadow under my nose to define my cupid's bow. And I dust some powder foundation over to blend everything in. Next, I use CoverGirl lip stain to shape my lips. While Lestat doesn't have a very big upper lip, it does have a pretty defined cupid's bow. So I use the lip stain to enhance that. He does have a bigger bottom lip, and since I naturally have a bigger bottom lip, I don't fill that in too much. I also add little dimples to the corners of my mouth with a dark brown liner pencil. And I blend it in with a small brush. And I go over it with some powder foundation and blend it in even more. I define the edges with a white highlight. And with some more e.l.f. eyeshadow, I go over my eyelids and drag it down towards the sides of my nose. I also apply it under my eyebrow. Then I apply a thin shadow under my eye as well. Next, I put in my contact lenses. I got these contacts from Unique, so I will add the information and links in the description. Once my contacts are in, I apply a super thin line of black eyeliner. Then with a dark brown eyeliner, I drag down and out the outer edges of my eye. And I go over that with some powder foundation to blend it. Next, I apply some eyelash glue to my finger and gently spread it over my eyebrow. Then I press on the blonde lace eyebrows. You want to take your time with this step because you don't want your eyebrows too uneven or arched. I gently tap them on my face and let them dry. I define them a bit with a warm brown eyeliner pencil. And I brush down the hairs to make sure they're going the right direction. Next, I take a white eyeshadow from Surreal Makeup and use it to highlight my face. I apply it to the inner corners of my eye and lightly drag it under my eye as well. Then I apply some above my lip. and around the sides of my mouth, then on my chin, and on the tops of my cheekbones. I also apply it above my eyebrow to make my brow bone more defined, and along my jawline as well. After putting on the eyebrows, I put some contour between them to make them look a little angrier. Next, for the fangs. I got 2 packs of these subtle vampire fangs and combined them together. I'll show you how to fix them to your teeth. The kit should come with everything you need, including much more detailed instructions. First, you break open some capsules and pour the powder into this container. Then you squeeze just a few droplets of the liquid. You mix it to make a paste. Then I take the thick paste and put it into the fang. I press the fang against the tooth that I want it to go on. I hold it in place and keep it in my mouth until it dries. After it dries, you can pop it out and in whenever you want. I attach 2 together to get the double fang look, and they just pop right in and sit firmly on my teeth. Next, I take my hair down to put on some wig caps. You know, long dark hair isn't a bad look for Lestat. I put 2 wig caps on to compress my hair against my head. Then I put on the wig. I will add a link to how I made this wig in the description when it's available. Then with eyelash glue, I glue the edge of my wig down to my face along my hairline. That's why I went over this with an Elmer's glue stick earlier to protect my hair. While the glue dries, I use a bluish purple eyeliner pencil and gently apply some vein-like lines around the edges of my face. These are so subtle, but they give a really cool effect. Then I dust over it with some powder foundation. After the glue along the hairline is dry, I add some light brown powder to the edge of my hairline to blend it in and reshape it a bit. And I take some more eyelash glue and glue down the hair near my forehead so it falls closer to my face. And that's pretty much it for the makeup. This is just an extra step you can do if you want. I got this pack of nails from the dollar store and just started cutting the tips of them into points. Once I finish cutting them all, I take some nail glue that I also found at the dollar store that is surprisingly super strong. And I apply it to my fingers and press the nails onto it. I did this until I was finished with every nail and let it dry. When it was dry, I used some brown acrylic craft paint and lightly brushed it over each nail. Then I tapped some of the paint off with my finger. This helps the nails look more aged and natural. I did this to every finger. When I was done, it ended up looking something like this. It's pretty cool. Then I got some rings that I found and made and put them on my hands to really pull the look together. And I really enjoyed wearing these nails. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I will add all the links to anything I could think of in the description to help you recreate this look for yourself or find some of the products that may be helpful. I have the full costume tutorial coming up and will add a link to the description as soon as it's posted. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye!